Hi everyone, my name is Ivy and I decided to um, talk about the book called Lord of the Flies by William Golding. Um, I chose to read about this book because I read this my sophomore year of high school and it's a well-known book to many high schoolers. So yeah, this book is basically about a group of boys who are stuck in an island all by themselves without any adults telling them like what to do. And basically the children choose a leader and they make rules to form a civil system. But however, since there's like a lot of children and there's no like adults telling them what to do, they start to argue with one another and they get violent and then everything turns into chaos. So the people who are the reason why the book was banned or challenged was because there was a lot of racism in the book, a lot of like inappropriate words being used, and there was just a lot of violence. So the Lord of the Flies was challenged in a lot of schools in the United States, such as Texas, North Carolina, Arizona, Iowa, and New York. And a school in North Carolina said it demoralizes humans and that we are not much different than animals. And another school in Texas said that the book was just filled with like a lot of violent and inappropriate words. They also said that the novel is racist and because it contains the N word and they use words to like look down on like the Native Americans who are living there. And another school in Iowa challenged the book because there were a lot of messages about like sex and slandering religion, gender, and like handicapped people. But overall, the schools like all agreed that the novel was just inappropriate to read in a school setting. However, it wasn't successful. So it was banned and challenged multiple times, but it's not banned anymore. And I think the book is important because this novel contains a lot of great imagery and meaning behind the book. And the one thing I liked that I got out of this book is that humans are sometimes going to be savage and that like not everyone is perfect. Like we can be brutal, we can like be mean like to one another. It just shows how like not everyone is made to be born perfect. But I'm not saying that like you should be going out and like killing people like the children were doing. I'm gonna read some sentences from the book that I thought was violent. For example, the sticks fell, and the mouth of the new circle crunched and screamed. The beast was on its knee in the center, its arms folded over its face. It was crying out against the abominable noise, something about a body on the hill. The beast struggled forward, broke the ring, and fell over the steep edge of the rock to the sand by the water. At once, the crowd surged after it, poured down the rock, leaped over the beast, screamed, struck, bit, and tore. There were no words and no movements but the tearing of teeth and claws. There was another sentence that really stuck out to me. And I remember this was like hard to read in class, like back like my sophomore year. This scene is when a child died, and he's a really important character in the story. His name is Piggy, and the sentence says Piggy fell 40 feet and landed on his back across the square red rock in the sea. His head opened and stuff came out and turned red. Piggy's arms and legs twitched a bit, like a pig's after it had been killed. Also, throughout the book, whenever they're hunting the pig, um, the children are always screaming, "Kill the pig, cut the throat, kill the pig, bash him in." So all of these show how these are all examples of how vivid and how descriptive they make these violent scenes. And I just don't think um this book is appropriate at all for children to be reading in high school.